reports of shots fired on Old World 3rd Street. That's right outside the Deer District. We've got team coverage. Our Madeline O'Neill and Cassie Williams are both live downtown tonight. Cassie Williams, you were live in the Deer District. What can you tell us?
Well, we were live just kind of right up in the VIP section, right by the screen. And we were just interviewing fans about, the disappointment. And we watched our GoPro video that was up mounted on a ladder and just saw people sprinting. And then shortly after we had just finished up a live interview, one of the Bucks people that had been working security, who'd been helping us all night, came over and said, I should probably let you guys know you need to get to a safe place. There may be an active shooter in Deer District. Things tend to have calmed down, but that is why we now came. Punch Bowl Social welcomed us onto their balcony so that we could be safe. And from this vantage point, you can see that crime scene tape is now blocking off Highland. You can see a number of police officers back on Old World 3rd there. We are still working to confirm exactly what happened. I talked to some people who came out of Pfizer who talked about they just walked out and all of a sudden saw people just dropping to the ground, people running, they didn't know what happened, but this all happened really right as the game was ending. So still a lot of questions about what happened. And I know I can only speak from what I saw from my vantage point of security tonight, but I know we were in the VIP section, and that section was being guarded pretty much by a Bucks Grand dancer. Those are the dancers that are 55 plus there to cheer on the ground. And today they were almost working as bouncers to keep people out of the VIP section. We saw several fights break out before the end of the game. We will ask Bucks organization those questions, as there will be a Game 7 on Sunday, and probably thousands of more people in the Deer District. We will continue to follow this and bring you updates as we get them both on air and online. Live from the Deer District, Cassidy Williams, Fox 6 News.
Cassie, quick question here, because there are metal detectors that you have to go through to get into the Deer District, but this is the area on what was known as Old World 3rd Street where this reports of a shooting happened, correct?
Correct, but Ben, people that showed up on time went through those metal detectors, but then kind of near the end of the fourth quarter, some of the exits opened up so that people could leave, and people were flooding in from those exits. And there was also reports that people, when they stopped letting people in at 11,000, that people just kind of ran over the barricades and ran in. So presumably none of those people went through metal detectors before they got in the Deer District.
Right, but we should also note that where this reported shooting happened would be outside that security perimeter. So, okay, Cassie, stand by. Appreciate that. We want to go to Madeline O'Neill, also live downtown. We did see Milwaukee firefighters on the scene. The paramedics were there. Maddie is near the fire department. And Maddie, you were a few blocks away when this happened, but I know you talked to some people who witnessed this.
We did, yeah. We were actually here by the fire station for a different story, and we were seeing Bucks fans leaving from the Deer District right after the game. And we heard a group of people talking kind of frantically about a shooting. So we went to talk to a couple, and the woman says that they were right there in Punch Bowl Social, and people started running, and she and her boyfriend left, and she said the outcome for her could have been very different if things went differently. I'll let you hear from her on what she says happened.
Start super easy if you don't mind saying and spelling your name, please.
So, Brittany, B-R-I-T-T-A-N-Y.
And your last name?
Bergstrom, B-E-R-G-S-T-R-O-M.
Sounds like you just saw something crazy, I guess. Kind of what did you go through?
We walked out of the Punch Bowl, and then everybody started running, and then me and my boyfriend walked out, and there was an active shooter, and it happened right next to my head, and my boyfriend pulled me behind this brick wall, and if he wouldn't have, this outcome would be a lot different. And that's all I know. Then everybody took off running, and I just kept running.
Of course, something really traumatizing, something scary for fans and everyone here tonight. And they talked about kind of that stampede of people running from the Deer District after this happened. They said they saw hats and shoes on the ground and drinks spilled as people were just trying to get away, not really knowing what's going on. So this, of course, is something we'll be keeping track of and give you as much information as we learn when we figure out what's going on. So live here in Milwaukee, Madeline O'Neill, Fox 6 News.
Madeline, I know you've been downtown all night, and the police presence has really amped up, not just in the Deer District, but kind of in that whole area. Were you able to see kind of how many law enforcement were in the area before this incident took place? Obviously, police have really upped their presence. That's what makes this really surprising.
Yeah, well, we were just by the fire station. I didn't notice too many more police cars, but what we did notice, and now it makes sense, is not too long before we heard about reports happening, we saw a police car go really quickly down the road, and we were kind of wondering if something was going on. So it could have had to do with what was happening earlier tonight.
Madeline O'Neill reporting live for us downtown. Just recap quickly here. Reports of shots fired on Old World 3rd Street right as this Bucks game was ending between the Bucks and the Celtics.